Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of a genuinely gorgeous video game world to reveal, well, a terrifying cosmic prison hiding just beneath the surface. I mean, if you've ever felt completely at peace just wandering the world of Teyvat, brace yourself. We're about to totally reframe everything you thought you knew about this reality. So, you know those moments when you just pause the game to admire the view? You look up at that breathtaking, twinkling night sky, totally unaware that the beautiful expanse above you might actually be a massive, mind-bending deception? I mean, what if every single star you see is a lie? The theory we're unpacking today proposes exactly that. Okay, let's really dive into this. It actually all kicked off with this one infamous line from Scaramouche, way back in the 1.1 update. He said, "The stars, the sky, it's all a gigantic hoax, a lie." Now, this isn't just some edgy flavor text, right? It introduces our very first major concept. The sky is a tangible, physical construct. We aren't talking about a fancy hologram or some optical illusion here. The theory posits that the sky is a literal dome enclosing the entire world. Which brings us to Section 1, inside the Teyvat Cage, a beautifully crafted prison. Think about it. If the sky is actually a physical barrier, well, we aren't freely exploring an open planet. We're inside a meticulously designed cage. And the game's own world building literally names this barrier. They call it the firmament. Supposedly, it was created by the Primordial One, the first major creator god, specifically to separate Teyvat from the rest of the universe. And honestly, this isn't just wild fan speculation. Its roots are planted firmly in the game's actual text. But that raises a deeply unsettling question, doesn't it? If you build a giant wall around your entire world, what exactly is the point? Naturally, we'd assume a shield protects against an external threat. Something so unimaginably dangerous, you'd block out the real universe just to keep it away. But the narrative takes a sudden nosedive into darkness when we flip that logic. What if the firmament isn't a shield to protect Teyvat? What if it's actually designed to keep everyone trapped inside? That leads us right into Section 2, the digital soul farm. You are data. Because look, if Teyvat is a cage, we gotta ask, what is happening to the prisoners inside? What if Teyvat is actually a controlled simulation, and the inhabitants are quite literally just data? The evidence for this digital reality is sprinkled everywhere, hiding right in plain sight. Just think about your everyday gameplay. When you defeat enemies, they don't leave behind a body. They evaporate into these digital-looking particles. And we've seen how Airman Soul, the world's memory tree, can just delete and rewrite history, exactly like you'd format a computer file. The whole world operates on rules that feel way less like actual physics and much more like a rigid computer program. Let's look at how this builds into an even darker reality. If the world is a digital farm, what's the harvest? Just look at the path to Celestia. The ultimate goal for so many people in Teyvat is to ascend and become a god. But what if ascension isn't a reward at all? A vision holder proves their immense strength. They get called up, and then their soul, their data, is consumed. It's basically uploaded to be used as literal fuel to power the very system running this false reality. It's a harvesting process, plain and simple. Moving on to Section 3, Beyond the Dark Sea, the Cosmic Void. So if we're trapped in a simulation that farms souls just to keep itself running, what is out there? What unimaginable cosmic horror is the firmament so desperately trying to hide on the outside? Well, outside that fragile little shell isn't the familiar star-filled space we'd expect. Instead, it's what the lore calls the Dark Sea, which is basically another name for the abyss. The game describes this as a literal void, an ocean of pure nothingness that actively consumes worlds. It is a reality-ending emptiness. The contrast here is absolutely staggering. On one side, you've got Teyvat, a controlled, fragile, beautiful lie. And on the other side, the reality outside the dome, the Dark Sea, an ocean of pure nothingness eating worlds. That barrier, it isn't hiding the beautiful stars from you. It's hiding the terrifying truth that there are probably no stars left to see at all. The universe has been eaten. Which brings us to our final part, Section 4, the Traveler's Burden, a glitch in the Matrix. As the player, we have to ask, where exactly do you fit into this bleak, tragic machinery? Well, in the game's lore, you're known as a descender. This is a hugely important term. A descender is a being originating from entirely outside Teyvat's system, completely off its blueprint. In the context of this massive theory, it means you do not belong to the code. You are the only truly real conscious being in a world filled with ghosts, puppets, and data. You are quite literally a glitch in the matrix. And you know, this completely recontextualizes your siblings' choices. Why on earth did they join the Abyss Order? The chilling answer is that they didn't just turn evil. No, they peeked behind the curtain at the world's source code. They understood the profound, unending tragedy of this repeating soul farming cycle. Their motivation isn't world domination, it's mercy. They believe the absolute only way to save Teyvat is to just burn the simulation to the ground, to hit delete on the whole tragic program. Before we wrap up this explainer, I really just want you to chew on this one punchy, horrifying piece of lore. Throughout the game, the moon that shines so beautifully above, it's often described in the text as a corpse. It is the literal remains of dead gods. So next time you play, just look up. We're living in a prison built on the remains of the dead, covered by a fake sky, all while the real universe has been eaten by a void. Which leaves us with one final, deeply unsettling question that cuts right to the heart of your entire journey. Knowing all of this, knowing that your beautiful world is a lie, a cage designed to farm souls, and that your friends might just be tragic lines of code trapped in an endless cycle? Are you ready to wake up? Think about that the next time you gaze up at those fake stars. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and remember to always keep questioning what you see.